Last session, the unnamed evil party has been adventuring and gallivanting through the city of Broken Bridge. You have made friends and allies throughout the city. And one of your recent allies is that of Caro Verstak. He has swayed you with promises of a journey of the golden path to ascend to angelhood for a few of you, and has offered you a quest that if you should take it, should help both him and you get further down this coastline. You are to make your way to one of the major families in Broken Bridge, attend their wondrous ball, break into their private study, leave a single incriminating piece of evidence, grab a magic item that seems very powerful, and that is the task that has been appointed to you. So you've all gotten into your finer clothes after purchasing them, some without pockets, and are heading through the rift on the north side of the city of Broken Bridge, and have just come across Yislak Osbridge's beautiful manor. It is built into the side of one of the riftlets. You can see multiple spire-like towers extend out the front. A large section of stained glass seems to still light over the entire place. The rest of the manor, however, seems embedded into the cliff itself, and most likely descends deep and far below the city structures. So, you are all dressed in fine clothes. Would you all like to describe your new clothes?
Sure. Ripley's is pretty plain. It's kind of just a more buttoned up version of what he usually wears, with some accommodation for his armor. And I actually had a friend of mine sketch it. So that's in the art channel.
Perfect.
There's a lot of browns and grays, very not flashy at all.
We like a non-flashy outfit. Anyone else? Who's next?
Sure, I'll go. So, Shawl is very extremely uncomfortable because there's a lot of peopling with a lot of social etiquette that he for sure doesn't know. So he figures if he dresses as bright and flashy as possible, he can pretend that people are looking at his dress instead of at how awkward he's being. So I made a lovely little Photoshop. And I
That's
love it
amazing.
so much.
Oh my gosh.
It's horrendous.
It's something.
I've known about this for a week.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's
Why is it made of, like,
cellophane?
latex? Yeah. Cellophane. So he's definitely channeling, like, some poison dart frog.
He's gonna
Yeah,
sound
for
so
sure.
crunchy when he walks.
I can hear what this
It's
sounds
just
like.
gonna go. Oh,
And
it's so
giant
bad.
skirts
So much
can hide bulky weapons. So
It's just squeaking.
Are you mean to? I will get to that.
feel like
I'm going
this
to ask all the
dress is a weapon.
much.
Shaw, you don't know what love is, and you definitely don't know what fashion is. Holy shit!
Yeah, he kind of looks like he's going to prom.
But like
He
the
looks like
worst
he's
wrong.
going. Okay, you know what he looks like? He looks like if a 6-year-old girl who was obsessed with Lisa Frank took acid and had to draw a prom dress.
So true. The Lisa Frank process.
It is. It's a 6-year-old Lisa Frank prom dress.
I think he's beautiful.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that dress sure isn't.
The fact that somebody made that in real life. That is a real life dress that somebody spent time making.
It's a Cinderella stepsister dress.
That's wild. And makes sense.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. That this is. Wait, so is this for like a stage performance?
This was one of the movies. There's like 5 million movies.
Oh, okay. It's for a movie. Still, this makes sense if someone's gonna be under like big bright lights.
Absolutely.
But for you, who's gonna be in a candlelit ballroom, it's gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be monstrous.
His teal
Oh.
skin, the salmon pink is just gonna look
Disgusting.
Something.
It's gonna look like he's wearing the insides of a human flesh suit. It.
Anyway, who's next?
This is lovely.
Let's
Thank you
top
so much.
that.
I know I'm talking a lot of shit, but no, this is great. No one can top this.
I surely can, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go next.
Hell yeah.
Gil is wearing just a more traditional attire. Nothing to, as a Jaws drawing attention.
I think if Jal starts dancing, we can go anywhere we want.
Exactly. This is like the perfect.
That looks so cool.
That does
That
look
does look
cool,
really
damn.
cool.
That's very sleek.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna go for
Ooh.
something that he's more accustomed to. You know, functional but still better material.
I like that. I do like the sketch that Doctor did. With like his hands behind his back, like he looks like he's on a mission. And I imagine that over time.
I know. I can't wait to see that come to fruition.
Sweet. Okay, who's next?
I'll go because I don't want to be last. I just looked up a red ball gown.
Cute.
Ooh.
I love the heart neckline. That's pretty.
Right? I thought it looked nice.
And the flute.
It does look very nice. I
Adorable.
love a good puffy sleeve.
It's a great
That's
puffy
gorgeous.
sleeve.
That is a good dress. This
And
probably
it'll
shows
show
off.
off my scars.
I was about to say the same thing. Shows off all the scars.
Whenever I'm getting fancy dresses for Ace, I'm like, what's the most open back dress I can get away with here?
Heck yeah.
Okay, who's next?
I guess Alice is kind of like wearing like a very formal outfit, has like a sash over it, but in like he's in like a light blue outfit.
Nice light blue. Okay. Oh, so this light blue?
Yep, pretty much.
It's like a guardsman.
Yeah,
He's a
a little
guard.
Well, not here.
not anymore.
But was a guard.
He's sticking with what he knows.
Like I have this in my closet from last year's Christmas party, so guess I'll just wear that.
Well, he had a commission.
Yeah. He was gonna wear this when he got that big promotion.
Yeah.
does suit him. And last is Senti. Not Senti. Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Your Discord name is Senti.
Damn.
That's okay. That's okay.
Dang, you're so focused on others. As you should. But I'm sure you have something in mind. You got pockets. You got pockets.
Here's the question: is Bonnie in a dress or like a suit situation?
It's a very important question.
We are still level 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Be fucked if we were suddenly level 4 again.
Actually, yeah, be level 4.
Whole time, let's go to 3, make it challenging.
I'll cry.
Let's go.
Let's
all
go to
down
level
one.
1, actually.
Okay.
Honestly,
She's meant for
that's,
running.
Wearing
that's
sneakers
a
to
dress
prom.
mood.
Okay, so like a high backed like dress. Would you want your like the bottom of your dress to cover your shoes to hide them, or are you just rocking the fucking sneakers? What question are we asking?
What questions are we asking?
If it hides their shoes.
Uh, the answer, Bonnie, should be yes.
I think so too.
Sorry, there is a correct answer here.
This is the fifth that came to my mind.
Um.
Oh my god. Maybe
That-
no.
That dress, by the way, cost the Twilight production $20.
Damn.
Wow.
It's a $20 dress.
That's ridiculous. Okay then. So, all dressed up in your finery, you are making your way towards this lofted estate. You can see there are many guards surrounding the space, all wearing kind of these like grayish vestments over the top of their armor and tunic. You can see they're carrying halberds, spears and shields, and a few of them have long swords as well. But there is a lot of guards here. It seems like this is a well-run event. Intermingling with some of them, you can see there is an extra set of guards that are each is stationed with these gray guards. You note that they are wearing a different sigil that seems to be almost like this kind of kraken serpent-esque look. You can see a contingent of those is in the door itself, but there is one of each of these guards with a kind of a light tealish blue-colored vestment with a almost looks like a kraken, but they're not up. And one of each of those guards is stationed with the gray ones. You walk up to the main gate outside the gardens, the front of the house. One of the guards walks up to you. Invitation, please. Seeing the two of you who have your invitations, go and hand those out.
Who has
Yes.
them?
I don't remember, but I'll assume I have them. I always have something.
Yeah. This is probably Ace, and then who else wants to have the second invitation? So Ace, you'll have Kara's invitation that he gave you, and then Colte also gave his.
They were so happy to get out of this.
They were. They were. Who else has the papers? Someone step up.
Sure, I do.
Okay, it's Ripley and Ace. The two Hadar touch. Both of you hand over your papers. Representing Carol Verstek, next to you, Ace, and Colte. What's his last name? Coltech. I forgot that. You have the right number of lists for each of your parties. Can I just have your names jotted down for the announcement?
Ripley.
Yes. Osnath Lareth.
Okay. We'll go Ripley first. No last name?
Nope.
Okay. Your other attendants, what are their names?
Just your
Ideal
friends to introduce
Motley.
themselves.
Miguel Motley.
Right.
I am Joel. No last name.
Ripley Visual and Egil Motley. You can note behind him, you can see the guard in blue kind of takes his fingers up to his ear, and you see him whispering out your names. And those under Caro, you see Asanoth,
Yes, that's correct.
last name?
Larethan.
Thread. And your two guests?
Do y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Alice is I am Alice Blackwell.
Alice Blackwell's full name. And then Bonnie Smith. Okay. So you see the guard in the back repeats the next names. The guard you're speaking to with your tickets, your invitations, looks at him. You see there's a moment of waiting. The guard gives a head nod. Okay. You're welcome to enter the grounds. They'll announce you when you enter the ballroom. Kind of step back and allow you to walk the gardens. You can see there are individuals who are taking this time to enter into the actual manor, and they are walking the gardens, even though it's bitterly cold. It is, one of those early winter nights. It's probably pushing. It's definitely above freezing. But it's definitely pushing to like just getting into the 30s. So it's probably 39, 40 around there. The wind whips up some of the previously fallen snow that has dusted a lot of the space, sending cold drafts around your ankles. But you can see beautiful statues. It seems like they have a small maze on the outside of their house. Fountains and benches, a very nice garden, and you can see there some couples sitting there admiring the lofty architecture while they have a chance. Doesn't seem like many people are allowed this far into the state very often. You walk up the main steps towards this tall, towering manor. You can see the towers as they stick out of the cliffside itself. The cliffside is impressively tall, roughly around 200 feet up. It is sheer and well designed. You can see that there are definitely like pieces of it that have been chipped and shaped over time to stop falling of rocks upon the manor itself, and to give an air of ostentation. To the door, and you can see a contingent of these guards in blue as they stare at you. You walk past them through the main doors that are held aloft for you by the actual manor guards. Enter in. Immediately, what you can see is a beautiful, long manor. There is a staircase off to your right side through a set of living quarters, it seems, or just on the edges of it. Straight in front of you, you can see dozens of rooms that stretch on and on, where you can see what looks to be kitchens and other such rooms. It seems a lot of this place is probably on the second floor for like living quarters and a lot of the actual business. Looking off to your left side, you can see there is a spiral stair that descends, and you can see there is a single guard standing there, and you can see decorations and objects that denote this is the way to the ballroom. As you walk towards the guard, he points off to one side of this section. Powder rooms are right down the corridor as well. You can always send the if you ever need to touch up. Otherwise, descend down the stairs, and when you go to the ballroom, your names will be announced. You're already expected. Welcome. Enjoy.
Alright, I guess we go.
Alright, so the powder rooms are above us.
The powder rooms are on this section. So as you
On
enter
this
in
side,
through
okay.
the main foyer, off to the left side is where the entrance to the ballroom is located. That upstairs section is the powder room. Other changing rooms, There is a coat check as well in case you had like women's coats over top. It's just really like just to prepare you and so you can kind of get yourselves ready to actually enter into the ballroom separately, so you're not, so people can't see you undressing or preparing yourself for your unveiling to the ballroom. It seems like the ballroom might be underground. You do note that the inside of the space is lighter than you'd expect as well. For kind of being built into a cliff, the large stained glass seems to have filtered in moonlight that is just now beginning to repossess the night sky after that moon just happened. And it is almost seemingly filtering it throughout the space, giving everything this kind of silvered look.
Amazing.
But yeah, the ballroom is for all of you to go and explore it.
Are there any phases that we recognize?
You haven't entered it yet.
Oh, then I would like to enter.
Okay. So, you descend down the steps and enter into the ballroom itself. You note that the ballroom is this, you take the spiral steps down into depths below the house. They are carpeted and soft, and for any of you who are wearing heels or anything like that, to have a easy time walking across them. And it's very silent as well. Ballroom itself, as you enter into its space, is circular in nature. The stairs descend and split off in two distinct sections. You can see a variety of tables, probably a max capacity of maybe definitely 6 people per table, and probably about, I'd say, about 10 individual tables. It's not a super large affair. There's, a good amount of people here, roughly about 60. As you kind of, after going around the spirals and descending down these 50 steps and gaining sight of the ballroom, who is first?
In terms of going in?
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay. As you go in, you can see there is a single guard dressed in gray, who, as you approach, you see smiles and nods his head towards you, and you hear his voice almost amplified throughout the space. Igil Motley. The slight reverberation filters throughout the room, and you can see many guests turn their faces to look at you. Make a perception check.
Always a low roll, man.
I don't understand how. Looking across the room, it's a very quick passing glance that you get at the room. You don't immediately note anyone you know, but you see a lot of fancy outfits. You can see also both ends of the room. It's less circular, more old-like. You can denote large tables filled with foods and candelabras. In the center of the room, of course, is the dance floor. And you can see some individuals are dancing. And directly across from the entranceway is a lifted stage where you can denote that people are dancing. The theme and color of the space is a kind of deep red and gray, kind of almost matching the guards' outfits. You descend down the steps. Who follows Egil?
Go second.
Okay. Ripley, as you walk down, your name is announced as well. It echoes across the space. And you see eyes are watching you, looking at every footfall.
I go as fast as possible.
Okay. You go as fast as possible, almost running into Egil as he makes his way down the final steps. Anyone else? As you walk down the steps and follow behind, your names would be announced as you gave them. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing for all of you, but any of you be specifically looking to see if you recognize it.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see why not.
Then make perception checks as you go down. And if you're trying to stride as well as you can, make an impression on people, you can also make a performance check.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Ooh, can I make my performance instead like an intimidation check? 'Cause I just want to kind of be like, be more intimidated than like Grace like.
Oh yeah, actually,
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
you can do that. Allow it.
Oh, not very.
I want to try a performance check. Why not? 11.
Okay. Yeah, most of you are pretty intimidated or like fairly confident in your walking ability. So for Bonnie and Ace, you're kind of stepping with purpose, and people can kind of see that. Not too bad. You're having a respect about you as you look out across the ballroom. For Ajal and Atlas, one, Ajal is way too close to you, Atlas, and you just hear this like strange crinkling sound next to you, and throughout the chamber, as this terrible, just awful dress is right next to you, and you lose all aura points just by being so close to it.
Perfect.
Everybody's like, you know that
Like, you
person?
look intimidating, you look awesome, but then Ajal's like right next to you, like a little too close, and it just takes away from it. Ace, you recognize some individuals as you enter into the party. One individual that you recognize is because they stand very tall. You can see the bald head, the bearded face, and you can see an angry look from Dion Rosian as he stares at you with these dagger-like eyes that just say and scream to you, "Why the fuck are you here?" You can see he's wearing red, his like maroon-colored red. It looks different, but it at 20. The reason it looks different is because it's not his wizard robe. You can see he wears a maroon suit. His red maroon. It tapers though as it goes down and turns into the wizard robe at the very bottom. But it has the air of a fancy suit at the top. Kind of like a castle almost, but full robe. So it's like a suit dress almost. Um, you spot
Business
next
on
to
top. Sorry.
his on
Party
top.
on top. No, party on top, business on the bottom.
I guess. Um, I guess.
A vertical mullet outfit.
Kind of. Listen, he's a wizard. He likes his wizard robes. They're open, you know?
No, that's so valid. It's a style.
Like, his wizard robe also is the one that like, just goes over your entire body, so there's no, like, open, like, tying of it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, more like what is a merkin? What does Ice King call it?
I don't even remember.
Oh, it's definitely, oh, I said the wrong thing. What is...
For sure is not that.
It's definitely not that. Hold up, I'm on the Adventure Time wiki. It has a specific name. It's gonna kill me not knowing this. Mantlet? I don't know. This is gonna kill me. He has a very specific name for it. And that's what I imagine he also likes. So he just puts a part on it. So anyways, seeing him, you recognize that wizard that was speaking to that other individual creature when you first entered the academy. You see Olin Dunnett. You were briefly introduced to. He's wearing a blue and white suit with long trailing black ink that swirls into the edges where the white is. The empty space. But it's very nice. Nice outfit. Also, you can see an individual you also recognize with the widest smile imaginable. Wearing a black suit, black trousers, black shoes, and combed back slick black hair. You see Trakan. Just staring at you from near the food table. As you all make your way down the steps, Ripley, you almost bump into a Gil as Gil is stopped right off the steps. You can see a dwarven woman, probably about 5 foot. She has this kind of wide smile, beautiful, striking teeth, almost perfect in every way. Kind of long orange hair stretches down, tied in many, many rows down to her mid-back. She's currently wearing a very beautiful dress. It seems to be made almost entirely of iron gray chains. And you can see underneath this kind of actual gray dress kind of swirls and can be seen in between the iron chains that adorn her. Why, howdy there. Egil Motley, they said your name was. Who do you come in place of?
This was Kara, right?
Yours, well, you went with Ripley, so yours was under Colte.
I am in place of Cote.
Oh, well. Sad he couldn't make it. Who, so it's you, Ripley, and who else came with Cote? Joel?
Correct.
Oh. Well, pleasure to meet all. My name is Yoslav Osbridge. This is my winter's ball. I hope you can enjoy. Food is available at both of the tables. Both have the same selection. Feel free to partake. And the band is currently playing and taking requests. If you have a slow song, or any song in general you wish to dance to, I hope to see you all on the dance floor, especially the few of you. She gives you a little nod, steps back, allowing you to step off of the staircase and go and intermingle with the crowd that has filled the space. As you and pass,
Can I do an insight check to gauge what that interaction was for?
make an insight check. Initially, you think it might just be to introduce yourself to many of the guests throughout throughout the ball, to welcome you in. But you get the sense that she was nervous and concerned for who you exactly were. And she wanted to meet. Like, it seemed like she knew who you, like, how do I say this? It seems she knew you were coming. She was waiting the second you were entering the space. She knew you before your name was announced. And she was just been waiting at the staircase for your approach. From either staircase, it's kind of bisected. She wanted to meet. As you and Ripley pass, as Jal passes as well, Atlas and Ace and Bonnie are also stopped. And Slack, Bridge introduces herself to you all as well, asking questions and seeing who invited you, or who takes through, and just seeing your reactions. After a quick little verbal pat down, she allows you to pass and enter into the space itself. So I imagine you go and mingle with many of the other guests. Then you partake in the food or dancing.
Yeah, when in Rome.
Okay. They have a whole variety of foods, from large roast pig to pheasant, much finger foods as well. There's a good adornment at both tables. Small treats. Most of the desserts are in small form, but you can definitely get a plate for it as well. They're not going to let you starve. There are a few people snacking here and there, taking small slices of the pheasant, pork. Most people seem to be using this event as social leverage. There's a lot of side conversations going on. A couple dances going on. You can see maybe about 6 people are currently dancing with each other. But it's definitely more a social event.
Just what Ajal was hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
He's for sure just like standing off to the side, really awkward side wall.
Yeah, you go over to one of the walls to stand awkwardly. Would you go to the same wall that Trakan is at? 'Cause he's at one of the walls as well.
That's the closest wall to me. Yes.
It would be.
Sure.
Okay. So you go and walk up to the same wall as Trakan. Well, well. What a interesting dress you got on. Oh, didn't expect to see you here.
Well, and then he just nods.
Going from almost being arrested to a fine, fancy winter's ball. Curious. Welcome to the Wallflowers. Enjoy
I don't see any flowers over here.
your stay. He laughs to himself.
It was
And-
not a joke. He thinks there's flowers around.
You will notice that the walls are designed. There's this kind of like deep wood color to a lot of the building here. It's this dark, kind of slate red colored wood, and etched into the wall are roses.
He's gonna look at those then and be like, okay. Okay.
Yeah. The stage itself also seems to be rose-esque. There are motifs of flowers all throughout the center dance floor.
Nice.
So, who else goes in?
Ripley will probably grab like a couple, like, tiny things to snack on.
Go to snack. There is a swift scarlet sight you can see just out of the corner of your eye as you're eating a small chip of some fancy food you don't fully know. As the food hits your taste buds, you turn and see it is Ilon as he quickly approaches you. What are you doing?
Eating this thing.
Who invited you? Is what I meant.
Oh, I'm here on behalf of Colte. He wasn't able to make it, so...
You watch this deep, refreshing sigh from this tall ass man. And didn't they?
I mean, we are representing them, but don't worry, we're gonna be on our best behavior.
You were almost arrested like 2 days ago.
Yeah, almost.
Make me. Don't embarrass me.
Best behavior.
I'll trust that. And you might want to save your friend. You're talking to Trika.
I'm not talking to that guy. He makes me want to throw up in my mouth.
Well, he nods towards the wall. You can now see that Ajal is standing next to him, looking at the wall itself as he kind of smiles. He makes eye contact with you.
I immediately avert eye contact. But like in a way that I am pretending I did not actually see him.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Oh great.
It's your
I'm
favorite.
so good at these.
I believe in you.
It's not my worst. Well,
It's your worst.
it
um,
could have been -1, alright? At least it's
Could.
+1.
Yeah, you turn, like you make eye contact with him, and there is a solid 3 seconds of prolonged eye contact, and then you look away and do like a whistle as you walk away from the food table, probably across the room to the other food table.
Yeah, I definitely want to be on the opposite side of the room from this man at all times.
Yeah, you begin making your way to the other side, as others socialize in other ways. Um, so, anyone else doing anything in particular?
Um, is there a group of individuals talking?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of small little groups starting.
Okay, I would like to approach one.
Okay. Just a random group then. Yeah, you approach what looks to be a couple nobles having a talk with what seems to be a small group of individuals. There's probably about 6 people. You kind of go and join the conversation. Well, I'll say, those farmers don't know what they're doing, trying to unionize and upcharge the lower masses of crops. Can't wait till the army goes and teaches them a lesson or two. Why, yes.
And not only that, but to also have to deal with such things as spies, it seems.
Oh, yes, I heard about one of those spies. How Dylon never let them get through our defenses. I wonder if Dylon's working for the spies. He controls the riches. We trust the word of a wizard.
And that's why I find much more faith in the sciences of the world.
Sciences?
Absolutely.
What sort of sciences are you discussing?
My particular field of study is forms of anatomy and physiology.
Oh, interesting. Have you studied the Rift?
I have
The,
visited,
medical
but it is not where I've done my studying personally.
Well, I do my bodily study on other things, and he gives like a wink to some of the crowd.
Do I see any scars on that individual's body? Like
No,
visible ones?
he's perfect. You get the sense he was making a very distasteful joke. The other one who is kind of interested shoots him a look. You can note a couple scars on him. I think
Might
you
I
should
be
learn.
able to determine where those scars originate?
Seems like fencing scars. You know, slash marks from sword training.
Ah, you are trained in physical combat of some sort, I see.
Well, yes, I am. Better than him. He looks to who made the bad joke. You can see some of the girls within the group giggle at that. I've been known to best my fellow competitor from time to time.
Oh, no, it's very much a good thing to do. See, what the scars tell me is that you actually practice. Those without any rarely see use of the thing that they say they train for.
Oh, absolutely. I actually studied a short time at the Riftstide University. I wanted to know, and we were almost required in training, how best to stab a man to let him live, essentially. A spot where blade piercing could go unchallenged.
Oh, certainly. That's why I personally aim for the torso myself.
Well, you should. I think it's best when you can see a man who you've bested bleed and know that, well, we were so bested that I chose for the middle of.
That I do understand. I'll extend my hand. Hi, Miguel.
Gil, pleasure to meet you. Call me Fame.
Yafane?
Yeah, Fame.
If you do not mind me asking, what is your field of expertise that gives you such a exuberant invite?
My family. We, nearby enough and friends enough with the Osbridge house. Um, we control the shipping.
Oh, that is quite the prestige.
Well, absolutely. It's vital the city receives its goods on time and unspoiled. In these times of war, our lives are difficult, and we need to speak with others who can help us defend.
I see. Have there been any problems with shipping in the ports?
Ports, not really. Most of the workers are very eager to work. Shipping, there's some issues. Bragan here, he points to the um, other human man who made the poor, distasteful joke and also seems to not like the farmers. Runs a small security firm. I have been making sure that his firm is well paid and helps with my shipping. Yes. My soldiers are top notch. In fact, I loaned the Osbridge, a few of them, for this very event. To bump up the guard a little.
Ah, I see. Quite the organization.
Oh, yes.
As I look around at the guards, how well trained do they seem?
Guards in this room, you only see probably, there's very minimal here. There's the one guard at the stairs who kind of announced presences. And then there's 4 guards in total you can see on the main floor itself. One in each kind of oval corner, essentially. They're all staring at each other, line of sight across the room. The 4 are not wearing the gray, however. They're wearing that kind of teal light blue with the Kraken symbol. Make an insight check. Or investigation, I would say, actually. Yes. 13. You look at them. They are well armed and armored. They look tough. it takes a moment, but then you recognize why you have seen guards like this before. You realize these are castle guards.
Oh, okay.
It just now clicks in your mind that these are the same guards that you saw when you followed the track on into the castle of Castle Luke.
Okay. Well, my apologies for just intruding on your conversation. Just making polite conversation.
Gotcha. What did you say?
Oh, basically, sorry for intruding on their conversation. Just introducing myself to people.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm interested in learning more of your food today. Brian, I'll talk to you later. Ladies. He does a soft bow to the three ladies that were in this conversation, and kind of begins to walk aside to talk to you further, trying to learn more about your study. And he'll ask a lot of questions. Seems fairly interesting.
And, I'll obviously just sticking to the sciences. He'll happily talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. You get a nice little conversation, and make an acquaintance with Yalfane, a shipping baron of Bridge.
Nice.
Anything else?
Networking is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear anybody having any kind of like religious type of conversations?
Probably. You kind of are walking past one of the food tables. You can see there are three noble ladies, dwarf, kind of half elf, and then one human, currently speaking at the religion of the city, talking about the god of light, and if we should pray more toward the god of protection at the moment.
Interesting.
You join the conversation.
Trying to think. I don't know what I would want to say to them is the problem. I would like to sit. Can I stand and just act like I'm part of the conversation and not say anything at first?
Okay, yeah, you walk in to the conversation. They note you walking up, but they continue on talking. I think we should be praying, all of us, to Helm, god of protection. There is no need for light at the moment. Winter is here, and Lathander can... pardon my words, kiss my ass. Lathander is important all the time. Why you would choose to pray to multiple gods? Why not pray to Lathander and to Helm? I just don't think it's needed at the moment. And plus, Lathander is overrated, in my opinion. Now, if you want a good god, I think there is much better that we could wish for. Tempest, we are at war. What about Talos, god of storms? He can defend us. We have water all around us. Tempest destroyed more than he helps. He would be completely useless.
Damn.
might as well just start going Baal, god of murder. Have him just murder enemies for us. I wish. That'd be good. Actually did our bidding. One of them says, I wish there was a god of making my husband an asshole. And they all nod, like, damn right.
Wow, these ladies hate their husbands. Okay, I'm making a note about that.
Mom, did you buy me the dress I wanted for this event? The other two scoff at that. No way, he didn't? Yeah. Says the farmers are interrupting his business, and he can't afford it. What an asshole. Doesn't he know how important this is? If you wear the same dress, Lady Osbridge will kill you. I know. Luckily, I had this one years ago, before I ever was invited to these events. It works just enough, but still. Speaking of dresses, did you see the fool that walked in here wearing that amalgamation? Oh, yes, I did. That is wild. I'm surprised that they're not showboating it off even more. They're standing in the wall.
Oh, wait, Ashal's just standing in the wall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look over and you see Ashal just standing as a wallflower. Kind of standing next to Trakon.
Yeah. That's concerning.
We should try and get the dance. Can you imagine this out? I heard it down the stairs. Imagine it twirling. They start
At this point,
laughing.
I'm gonna speak up.
Okay.
And you'd want to torture yourselves with that experience. Why?
Oh, it would torture everyone else.
Fair enough.
You walked in with that furball, didn't you?
I do.
Asanoth.
Correct.
Pleasure to meet you, Asanoth.
The pleasure is mine.
You can call her Hima.
Yeah.
Hima. Hima.
Okay.
The others introduce themselves. One is Siri, the one who brought up the god of murder. And the last one is Rodel.
Well, how do you spell that one?
Oh, my mic.
Oh, it's so close with Siri.
Sorry.
I should have expected it, truly. It's missing a single R. I read it as like Siri, as in like, hey Siri.
Fair enough.
Hey Siri, play Despacito.
Yeah. So on bad accents, by the way. So they're all three distinct female individuals, but I basically only
Yes.
have one female voice that I can do.
No, I
that's-
understand.
What, you're not a professional voice actor?
No, I'm not.
Fair.
I can
Wow.
speak
Wait, you
I'll
mean
give
you
one a
can't-
southern accent.
You can't raise your voice 5 octaves on
Oh.
command?
No.
Oh, I dropped stuff.
I can do like maybe an octave. This is my
Is that
voice, but like
Better than I
slightly
could possibly be. Yeah.
higher.
One of them has a southern accent. You should make that one the one that brought up murder.
Yeah,
Checks
my
out.
name's Siri.
Hey Siri, you heard of our Lord and Savior Dar? No. That would be wild.
So what
Yeah,
brings
I
you
will.
Here's in the party or here's in the city?
here? Well, I assumed the party, but I guess you're new to the city as well, then.
That's right. Only arrived, what was it?
8 days ago?
A week ago? Yeah.
Only arrived
About a week ago.
a little over a week ago.
Oh. How did you get an invitation here?
Well, I'm actually representing Kara tonight, which is how I got into the city as well.
Carol Zulich?
Kara Versteck?
Oh, Versteck. I'm thinking of Coltech. So many K names.
To be fair, what's the difference between those two, really?
They all laughed at that. My husband says so. Says, Royal. He said both of them are two peas in a pod. Were ever since their school days.
Well, I don't think he's that far off.
He's not.
So matter of fact. This is the truth of things.
Yep, this is the truth.
So, I take it that you ladies come to these events quite often.
Oh yes, we come as often as we can. She only holds the winter one every winter, but sometimes there is a spring, and there's the summer formal, and sometimes the fall harvest. Those are all very fun as well. Basically,
I can only imagine.
essentially every chance we get, we try to make it. They're really good for socializing and well, I met my husband, so, you know, I can't wait for a few years' time to bring my daughter. Hopefully she can get married.
Wasn't that just romantic?
Absolutely. Only the finest matches. Usually.
I glance over at Ajal.
Yes, I would imagine.
So again,
can only-
what made one of the few wizards allowed here would give his ticket out to you?
Oh, me and my traveling companions have actually been helping Kara out with a bit of research.
Wonderful. So what research you all doing?
Yeah, mostly the religious type. We ran into...
Sorry, my brain stopped loading.
Damn. The Wi-Fi. Turn it off and on.
Truly. Let's redo this.
Oh, mostly just some religious stuff. My companions and I had been through, what was it? Cardinal? Yes, Cardinal. Found some artifacts he was interested in.
Cardinal. My husband's been there. It says,
Well, it's not a terrible place if you don't mind the ruins.
no, doesn't seem like it. Lots of monsters, though.
Yes, quite a few.
Well, that's impressive. I didn't know the school was allowing so many individuals. Most field trips.
Well, I wouldn't say that our trip to Cardinal was, for the school's benefit, at least not at first.
Do tell.
Well, I can't just go spilling all of my secrets, or what will I have to talk about the next time I attend one of these things?
They all laugh at that. Very fair, very fair. Well, maybe we can shift over. Seeing how you're new to town. So, you've already said that you're someone who's Karen. He's a weird fella. Are you fond of him?
As fond as one can be to someone who pays you, but not particularly, no.
So, you must know that he goes on trips all the time, takes sabbaticals. The only reason, according to emotions to Royal, her husband, the only reason he's been fired is because he's been there so long. But they're starting to get sick of him. They're looking for any excuse to get rid of him. If I were you, I'd find another wizard to let around fast. Their research is going nowhere fast.
Well, I definitely appreciate the advice.
Also, apparently, according to Olin, Nylon is he's on the outs as well. Leadership is not looking too fondly towards him in his dealings with the school. They might replace him.
Any idea what he did to deserve that?
Well, Olin says that it's his leniency with Caro and Colte, and also the fact that we now have the spy situation. He reamed out for some chase that went wrong, and well, I kind of hope he gets kicked out. Olin is his friend, of course, but if Olin becomes headmaster, that'd be so good for us. And he has these friends across the sea, Avant-Garde, that he met and hired them to take him into Midas, this ancient sky city. And he found so many cool things, and so many adventures with them. They're basically at his beck and call. It just goes on and on about, like, you can just assume and guess that Olin Dunnett is her husband.
Which one is this?
Olin is the time wizard.
No.
This is
Whose husband
Royal.
is he?
Royal.
Okay. Okay, Royal.
Royal Dunnett.
Don't ever meet the avant-garde, Royal.
Yeah, he also said that he spoke with Seer very recently, and hopefully that avant-garde is going to come here and help us out. I think he's got it. I think we're about to.
You ever heard that conversation, right? And Sir basically said, like, sorry, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah, pretty much. Said maybe she can use summons, but
Yeah. I can get you like a,
that's all. But
Like,
you get the
of
sense
elementals.
that Royale is, very proud of her husband. Might not be telling the whole truth there. Might have been like, oh yeah, I know these super big heroes, and she's just running with it.
Honestly, good for her. She
Such a
is.
bop.
Hell yeah. Hey, use it if you got it.
But yeah, any wizard honestly will do. Yeah, I think so as well. In fact, I think we don't even need the wizards. Some arrows in the right direction, and I think we've got it.
Who's saying that they think prayers in the
Siri.
right direction are the...
Yeah. Also, I heard that my voice was coming out. So,
A
Yeah.
lot, yes.
a lot.
Yes. Especially
Oh,
during
no.
dialogue.
I don't know how to fix it.
Talk
I'm
louder.
sorry.
I've been piecing it together. I've been using my context clues.
I'm really quiet when you're really
Yeah, I do get quiet. I'm sorry.
It's because you're focusing.
You need to take some theater classes and learn how to project
Learn
your
how
voice.
to project. Say from across the room where they can still hear me.
Yeah, they can definitely hear you.
You also sound like my dad, who yells across the house and we can't hear him because he can't project his voice.
Well, sorry.
No, I was saying Graham sounds like my
Oh.
father. You both sound like my father in different ways. Which is an insult, unfortunately.
Damn.
How dare
I'm so sorry, son.
Please don't.
Awful. Terrible.
Are you winning? Anyways. I forgot where we were at. Oh, yeah, Siri was talking about gods.
Yeah.
I think these so-called religious zealots from the Empire class are just a bunch of shellbuckers. And they honestly are making a deal with Crimson, who is there. They're weakening themselves. I think they have no foot to stand on. And this is all just one big show of force. Pray for the right guy, for protection, and we'll be fine. Well, you heard what they did to Redridge. A meeting of clergy gone wrong. Well, that's different. That's Redridge. They also allowed them to the city. I doubt we are.
How easy it is to deny tragedy until it befalls you.
Damn. Quote. Did you bring your doll?
I don't think I have a choice.
So you holding it?
Yeah, unless you wanted to, like, hire or do whatever she wants to do. She wants to be out. Ace is not ashamed of her.
She would love to be out. Hey, I
Ace
imagine
has
you're just holding her.
no-
Just part of your
no
decoration.
shame. No guilt, no shame.
I gotcha.
Her red
Um,
skin matches my dress.
She still looks like a porcelain doll,
Oh, yeah.
for the most part.
Enough.
Enough. That's really beautiful. Is this a religious token?
Oh, this is Cecil.
You bring it with you wherever you go?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, say it's cute.
Thank you.
I also noticed you have a necklace. What is that?
Oh, this?
And I want to touch the necklace with one hand, just to kind of like remind myself what it is.
Hmm.
This is, for Rilafane Rollo.
Oh. And that is?
He was the god of my city.
Van Galados. Sorry.
Yes, that's right.
My husband talked about it. So sorry for your loss. The other two look confused. It seems like they don't know world events as well.
It's all in the past now.
My balance? What happened? You can see Royal looks like kind of like wide-eyed, a little concerned. She's the half of him
Yeah.
lady. Siri also is the dwarf lady. Just so you know.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Sorry, I'm just imagining that moment when like you're like, don't say that out loud.
Yeah, alright. Though I must warn you that it's, quite the tragic tale, not for the faint of heart.
You can see Siri kind of almost lights up a little bit. You seem interested.
Damn. Hang on, girls, I gotta get your races down.
Pretty much.
Yeah, she does. I feel like she has a morbid sense of being, given that she was like, oh, ball.
Well, Van Argelados, if you didn't know, was a city of wood elves. Out on the coast, way up north. East of Spiny Shores. No, west. I don't know my cardinal directions, I'm sorry.
Who does? They all laugh.
Sorry, I list got my right and left mixed up, that's why I'm laughing.
One day, we had visitors. Heralds of Hadar. I've come to find out. They killed my people and burned my village to the ground. That's how I got these scars, actually. They're
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
like left side of my face.
Hadar. Well, that's a god. I've heard the name in a bit. Maybe they'll be good. What? Seems they can get stuff done.
Well, I can't deny that Hadar isn't a destructive force.
And Ace is smiling. She's not like,
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I want you to know, you look gorgeous. Yes.
No, thank
Never
you.
make it. Can't hold a candle to who you've become. Yeah, I'm sorry as well.
Please, apologies aren't necessary. What's done is done. Like you said, what's important now is what I do next.
What are your plans while you're here?
Well, probably just get a few more jobs. Recover from the travel that we've recently undertaken.
Information. They don't need these gossips don't need to know what I think.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, come hang with us for the rest of the night if you want. I think we're about to go dancing.
Is y'all still staring at the wall?
Probably not staring at the wall, but Jal is definitely like a wallflower.
He'll dance, I'm sure.
Has anybody checked on him yet?
We haven't gotten to anyone else, really.
I kind of assumed
Okay.
that Severus Snape ate him.
Yeah, if nobody checks on Ajal,
Severus Snape.
Ace will, but I want to give everybody else a chance to like do stuff.
Yeah, so we'll cut from you as the ladies invite you to dance. You're
Yeah.
thinking about Ajal. Anyone else doing anything
Serenade.
specific?
Ripley's eavesdropping.
Okay. I know that Bonnie also wanted to eavesdrop as well, after trying some food. Would Bonnie use techniques? I really should also have like a ball music playing. What am I doing?
Ball is an ominous battlefield.
Huh? That's a quote I've ever heard. Ball is an ominous battlefield.
Am I wrong?
It for sure is.
Also, wild that Ajal's wearing this like eye-catching dress and is just hiding against the wall
He's trying to work up the courage to dance.
with the world's scariest man. That's also the thing. What's Turkan doing over there? Why is he with you?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I mean, he's just chilling.
He is, but why is he willing to be seen with Ajal? That in and of itself is suspicious. Ace
You
is
don't
willing
know.
because it's crazy. I guess that's fair. His self-esteem must be through the fucking roof.
Okay. So, Bonnie and Ripley, both of you make perception checks as you walk around the room trying to eavesdrop.
Okay.
Okay. Bonnie, you're having a hard time actually eavesdropping on people. You're very surprisingly more noticeable than Ripley is. You're dressed very fancily, and your skin is more shining than many others. And people tend to like stop speaking as loud when you're walking past. Also, you're just not used to it. Ripley, however, you're able to kind of pick up on a lot of the kind of town gossip, the city gossip that's going on right now. For one, people are waiting. There's only like a few people on the dance floor, and that's for a good reason. Is there is a rumor spreading throughout the party that in not very long at all, the king is expected to show up. And people are waiting for him before they start any sort of dance because they don't want to be caught on the dance floor as he makes his approach. Additionally, no one knows how Lady Osbridge possibly even maybe got a hold of the king and got him to accept her invitation. He's only ever shown up one other time at one of the balls. The balls are typically for the nobles, and the king doesn't partake in noble affairs.
Okay.
Additionally, everyone is waiting for something to ridiculous happen. Specifically with the Furbolg at the edge of the place. Because the dress is just so loud, we're just waiting for a dance to happen. Also, there's like probably 5 younger girls who are like prime marrying age that like their mothers are, here talking to like potential suitors, and they're all fiending for Atlas.
Of course.
Does the man not have a ring?
Yeah, Alice probably would be wearing like a wedding ring.
It doesn't stop them.
Oh,
They're all talking about how like he's the only single suitor here.
Damn, not the Furbolg in the dress.
I thought Furbolg was
not the perfect. Maybe you could seduce them with your dance like a bird of paradise.
I'm thinking the second he gets on the dance floor, it's gonna be like that scene from Wicked. There's no Glinda to save him.
Doing the most awkward dance.
He doesn't know how to dance.
I can't wait.
I think it's so funny that Atlas, the guy who in his artwork is missing half of his face, is the most eligible bachelor here.
Yeah.
Like how fucked up and ugly is every other guy here? That the guy missing half his face is the hottest. Like Atlas is attractive. He is missing half of his face.
Half of his
I
face will be as
imagine
close as you've
one
ever
of you did his makeup.
Bonnie probably did his makeup.
You would have to have like prosthetic makeup to fill in
You
the
can use
missing
latex
skin.
for that real easy.
Magic
I mean, his
latex.
facial expressions will
Guys,
be perfect,
Atlas
but
before.
Maybe everyone here should like super into the zombie look, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
That's exactly
Maybe
what it is.
Maybe they think it's like a
Botox.
mask. Botox.
This is also
just put some concealer on it, it'll be fine.
He's just everything else about him is so hot, the rest doesn't matter.
Mhm. Everyone just likes the pale skin look. What can you say? He looks like he has no blood. That's hot.
Wow.
The tuberculosis look is all the rage.
So
Mhm.
true, actually.
Most of the people here have to artificially powder their faces. He doesn't.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
But yeah, that's the rumors you kind of hear about.
Okay, cool.
Atlas, what are you doing?
I think you'd be just kind of like slowly walking around the room, kind of like looking at like threats, maybe looking at like the guards, see like their situation.
Okay. Make an investigation check. 14. The 4 guards you can see are well-armed and armored, but they're definitely decorative. They're stationed there to look good. Everything is shiny and brand new. there's not a single dent in anything they have. They look fresh yet strong. However, as you're like kind of walking along the edges of the room walls, you are able to somewhat note that it seems that there's a lot of like side rooms. You begin to note there's almost like it looks as if some rooms might be on like a swivel door or something, and that some of the wood walls can be open. Most likely for the kitchens to access this chamber and refill things with ease. In fact, you notice it. One of the walls slightly opens, just a crack, and a server appears out of nowhere with a fresh pitcher of some wine or some alcoholic beverage for the patrons, and goes and refills whatever drinks they can, and then dips a different wall. So you get the sense that while there is visible guards, there's probably a lot hidden in the side passages of this room. Also, the ceiling is kind of domed, and you swear there's small sections where these two large, beautiful glass chandeliers, as they are kind of shining light across the room, that some of the walls seem to catch ever so slightly, and you swear you see a set of eyes looking down, as if this entire room is being watched from above as well.
Okay, yep, I'll make a note of that and just kind of just keep making my rounds.
Yeah, eventually as you're making your rounds, you walk past Trachon at the wall next to Jarl. Alice, pleasure to see you again.
Yep,
I see
good to
you're
see you.
making rounds and inspecting the place. Expect trouble?
No, it's just an old habit of mine. I used to be a guard from a small village.
Bitterwood, I know. So interesting hearing how far you've come. You know, I was surprised when I heard that you and your troop were coming.
Oh, you heard about us.
Well, we had our meeting. And after our meeting, I did a lot of research. As far as I could. I've heard a lot now. And I'm much more informed than I was just a few days ago. Here's something you might want to see. I know you saw a king when you were in Redridge as well. Meet eyes. You hear the announcing voice echo across the chamber in soft tones. Now announcing, King of Broken Bridge, protector of our great city. King Arcos Ruken. The room stops. All turn and bow in his direction. He walks down the steps with grace. A long, formal cape drapes over his person. It is adorned with teal and gray. You can see underneath which he wears a light blue royal suit, twin blades at his side, with what seems to be cracked pommels. He is older, probably in his mid-50s. Graying hair on the sides. Sleek black, kind of soldier's cut on the top. Dark and intimidating eyes. And covered in what looks to be battle wounds. He seems to have lived a long life. And for a king, it seems like he probably trains more than he has to. He steps down the steps, meeting him right at the base. You can see Yoslak Osbridge grabs his hand, bows, and kisses it. He nods at her, opens his arms to everyone within the chamber. Thank you so much, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Please, enjoy yourselves. He lifts Yoslak off of her bow, grabs her by the arm, and she escorts him across the chamber to a set of tables. You do note that he comes in with a large contingent of guards dressed in pure blue. You can see their Kraken sigils are well shown. He goes and sits. Small bits of food are brought to him as he has a short conversation, it seems, with Yoslak and what seems to be her husband and some of her other personal guests, those who are friends with her. Almost as quick as he can, you can also note Dylon begins making his way over in that direction. And Trakan, as he's having this conversation with you and Atlas, well, my king's here. Guess I must go and make my introductions to him again. I'll be back on the wall. I'll talk to you later. Gives a little nod to you and Ajal. Makes his way over. So, he has arrived within the Osbridge Winter's Ball. So, anyone have any conversations? Questions they want to ask the people they're talking to?
Do I see... Do we know what the person who we're supposed to frame looks like?
Yes.
Do I see them?
Yes. She's talking to the king.
Okay.
She was the one that kissed his hand.
Gotcha. Should probably figure out when we want to do the crime.
Criminals.
I mean, probably after the... If the king doesn't stay for too long, probably after the king leaves.
Or would him being here be a good distraction?
Well, it'd be a good distraction from the nobles. It would not be a good distraction from the guards.
That's true.
Maybe Ajal's dance could save us.
Ajal, you have to dance. You have to dance so obnoxiously that everyone looks at
Yeah.
you.
You must. If there was a time to roll a nat 1 on a performance check, it is now.
Or a nat 20.
Here's the thing. I do in fact have an idea. It's just a really bad one. But it could
No
go
such thing.
great for being a distraction.
No such thing as bad.
Oh, yay.
Do tell.
I want to ask the king to dance.
Certainly try.
It'd be so funny.
Oh,
Try.
oh my. Godspeed.
You know what? Sure. When else am I gonna be able to ask a king to dance?
You do note that he's currently having kind of a meeting. You can see Trakon, Dion, Lady Offsbridge, and a few others are currently surrounding him at the table, and they're just talking.
Just like slowly inch closer and try to like wait for a break in the conversation.
Okay. Hmm.
I don't like how you're rolling those dice.
Seer, you're having your conversation, and you can see Siri goes, "Oh Lord, he's moving." Egil, your conversation has shifted from a lot of talking about medicine and stuff to being about how he's shown up. What's your passive perception? You might be there.
Sorry, I was muted.
No, you're good. You're good. What's your passive perception?
I think it was like a 17.
Okay, yeah, you are able to notice
Loud crinkling.
the loud crinkling sounds as a shawl slowly begins moving off the wall towards the gate.
Maybe this will be a distraction for the guards.
Do I recognize? What's the king's reaction to this?
He hasn't noticed yet. He's talking. He's talking to like what you presume to be, because you know that you've been told that Lady Offsbridge is on the council. He's talking to 3 counselors right now, and the head of the wizard school, and his head of security for the entire city.
Perfect time to interrupt.
And you just see, like, slowly but surely, Ajal's making it.
I will make my exit from Yafane.
Okay. Yeah.
Please, the conversation has been most pleasant, but I do need to go.
Understandable. I must go find my wife. If King's here, I'm assuming the dancing is soon to be had.
You enjoy the rest of your night.
You will. I look forward to seeing you one time.
Give him a nod. Then I go find Ripley.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you go and find Ripley. Ripley is probably too engrossed in like trying to be avoided, and honestly, the king came almost directly towards Ripley. So you're probably like in a security-filled section of the room at the moment.
If the area I was in was like suddenly a lot of guards, I would definitely shift out of that area.
Okay, so you probably would have bumped into Trakon as he made his way towards you.
Gotta pretend I don't notice him.
Okay. He
Cover
doesn't
your eyes.
say anything to you as you bypass. Yeah, you see that Gil is currently getting off of a conversation and turns around to go to
on your way over to him already.
Okay.
Yes. I feel we may have the prime opportunity to complete our objective for the evening.
Yeah, potentially.
I will kind of gesture over to a Joel.
What?
We don't really have the time to make sense of their actions. We just should make use of the opportunity.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
And we were going to it was the powder room?
Powder room will be out of this room soon. Yeah.
No, but, which room was it that, Caro told us?
Do you not have it in your notes?
Wasn't it? I do. I have it kind of. I have stuff that I know what it means.
I mean, that works.
I assume Bonnie has that.
So, on the second floor, there's a family portrait, and behind that family portrait is a safe. There's a magical presence near that room, and you need to place the thing, and also I think this family is dwarven. I don't know what the second door to the right bit is about.
Second door to the right.
Yeah,
You go up the stairs.
second door to the right. Cool. I have it all.
Okay.
I knew what you had.
Like, I know what 80% of this means.
Okay. So, who are you gathering to do this quest? Because you see Ajal is on his way.
We need to get the stuff for the spells from Bonnie, right?
Yes.
I wanna.
I would assume so. Who is actually going?
I think me and McGill are the sneakiest.
Yeah, I think I have a +5 to my...
I got a +3.
Bonnie, have you noticed what we've noticed?
Haphazard meetup of your party. An opportunity.
Absolutely. And I kind of just shoot my eyes towards a jaw heading towards the king. Oh,
Also, would you go over there too?
Yeah, if I see them start gathering up, I'll slowly
Yeah.
walk over, but keep my eye on a jaw in case anything happens, since I was near him.
I gotcha. So yeah, there's pretty much like a meetup happening in the center. Of
Possibly
the...
happened to Ajal.
I also like how this is probably taking so long for Ajal just to go over there. Like, kind of like
He's moving so slow. Like up against the wall.
he just hands on the wall like trying to sneak in. It's so ridiculous. This is about
Great, amazing, fabulous.
words, I guess. Bonnie, would you hand off the extra scroll? Make a sleight of hand check. Okay. Yeah, you hand off the scroll to Ripley really fast. So, Ripley and you two head off to the powder room then?
Let's go.
You head up the stairs, out of the function as you two head to the powder rooms. As you exit the top of the stairs, you can see large windows looking out into the gardens and the maze. You can see the single guard is still standing there. He smiles and nods towards you as you head off towards the different powder rooms within that one hallway. I'm assuming you enter into the same one and then cast.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay. So you cast and pass without a trace on each other.
Mhm.
Got
I
it.
believe we can just cast it once and then it is
Yeah.
for multiple people.
As long as you're within, I believe, 10 feet, you should be, or 30 feet or something like that, you should be fine. Yep. And it gives you plus 10 to your stealth checks. Okay. So you go then to sneak into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gotcha. So you all head off to sneak through the rest of the manor. Cut back to Ajal. You eventually make it to the king's side. You can see Dion is essentially looks like he's bidding his farewell to the king. The king is smiling and laughing. You see motion directly in front of you as Trakan like almost stands up and turns his head and gives you this kind of raised eyebrow look as he sees you approach. Smile grows. My king, I'd like you to meet Ajal. These are some of the people that we interviewed recently in the castle.
Casting guidance on myself first.
Before you walk up?
Yup.
Okay. There's a little like, it's a cool thing. As you
A
guide
little
yourself.
like, whew. Ooh, alright, let's do this.
You see the king's dark, kind of like gray brown eyes stare at you. Hello there, Joel. You chased down that Stark Visnar, correct?
Indeed.
Good job. Welcome to this event.
He's gonna reintroduce himself because he was planning this out in his head, and so it's already like stuck there, so he can't go back and change his mental script.
No.
And he's gonna say, I'm Michelle of the Northern Tribes of Furbolgs, and we show our respect by dancing. Would you like to join me? He's gonna hold out his hand.
Check.
Yup.
Make a persuasion check.
Alright. I have inspiration. And I also have guidance, which is a D4. That is a 19. Wait, sorry, no, 18, because I have a -1.
What did you get on your inspiration?
The first roll was a 6,
What was the second?
18. And then my inspiration was 1. So that just cancels out my minus.
Okay. You can see there's multiple reactions to this. Dylon, 6'5", bald archwizard, smacks his face with his hand and turns as suddenly as possible. You get the sense he's like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. Lady Ostrich's eyes are wide. She looks like slightly concerned. And then their Trakon has the biggest smile on his face. He's so proud. He looks to the king. Lady Ostrich looks to the king. Dylon looks to the king through his fingers. I don't think I've ever heard of a northern tribe of furballs. But you can tell me about it. He stands.
Fuck yeah!
Just watches one of the guards goes and ties his royal cloak and drapes it over his chair. He holds his hand out, and the two of you go sauntering onto the dance floor. Ace, you hear the ladies that are next to you. Oh, shit. He's going to the king. What's he gonna say? I've never in my life seen anything like this. Is he? What's he saying? Oh, no. He accepted it. Well, I'll be. He's gonna dance with him. You can already hear how loud the dress is. Oh my goodness. At that moment, you hear Melody. In turn, you can see a tall, well-scarred gentleman goes and holds his hand out to Haima. Grabs it. I guess we're dancing. You see Olin Dunnett rushes over, his kind of blonde hair almost bouncing as he kind of partially runs over to his wife, Royola. Hun, we're gonna dance. Yes. She grabs his hand and takes off. There is a split moment where you're left alone, Ace, with Siri, the woman individual, as the two other companions have left you.
Wonderful.
Do you want to say anything, or you just?
I don't know what I want to say is the problem.
Okay.
Probably not.
I gotcha. You would probably kind of just stand there for a little bit of time. There is a momentary that comes from behind you, and as you turn, you can see an older gentleman, probably like his mid-30s. Sorry to disturb. I noticed you don't have anyone to dance with. Would you like to?
I want to. Is Siri still next to us?
Yeah.
I want to glance to Siri to see what she seems to make of this. I don't know anybody here.
Her eyes, kind of like squinting at him. She looks at you, and you see her mouth moves, and she forms the words, "He's okay."
It would be my pleasure.
And I'll take his hand.
Mm-hmm.
This is just like a human guy, right?
Yeah, human man, kind of like,
Okay.
very ginger beard, mustache, and short crop of tossed hair. But he takes your hand and leads you around the dance floor to dance. As almost everyone finds their partners, as everyone watches the king, who is 100% leading Ajal. He will not take the back foot on the dance whatsoever for the moment. Everyone's finding dance partners, and people who don't have dance partners are quickly being asked to dance by anyone they can. Trying to think. So Bonnie's still left as well. Okay. There is a few moments of waiting around Bonnie, but eventually you see this kind of this noble man who is kind of well built, but definitely gives off like fuckboy energy. Kind of walks up and asks for your hand to dance. And he just says, "I know you want to dance with me," and holds his hand up. Let's make an intimidation check. Because you're definitely still standing right next to Bonnie.
Oh, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Like that.
You rolled an 18 to dance with the king. I don't want to hear you say anything.
With inspiration.
Good thing Lars didn't kill us with driving. Otherwise,
Otherwise we wouldn't be here, we'd be dead.
we'd be dead and no one would be dancing with the king. Thank you, Lars.
I'm really good at driving.
You are, actually.
I wouldn't go that far.
Listen, it was in St. Louis at night in the rain, and I have astigmatism in both eyes. You're lucky we didn't die in the first 10 seconds.
That's why we had the inspiration.
Yup. You gave it to us.
It's honestly a miracle. That's how
It is.
talented I am.
What do you think inspiration is? It's a miracle. Waiting on Bonnie's answer. But as he does this, Atlas glares down at him, and you can see the sweat beating off this man, and you can tell this a sad fuckboy who is being greatly intimidated by Atlas at the moment. And no one else he's talked to the entire night wants to dance with him. Egil's words rang true.
Words?
Huh?
Which words?
Egil's words that a person who doesn't have scars is not, you know, they don't know what they're talking about, pretty much.
Yeah, a person without scars hasn't actually practiced.
Yup. Quite bold words you've got there. She says, "Well, start." So you want to dance with me? I definitely have my opinions on what I want to happen. What you gonna say?
You should make him keep trying until he asks an actual question.
That'd be fun as hell.
It's like, no, try again. We could do better than this.
Atlas, what are you doing? Oh. The first thing he said was, "You want to dance with me." The second thing he says, "So you want to dance?" Your quite bold words you've got there. You're not muted, Egil, by the way. Atlas, what are you doing? While Bonnie talks.
I think you're just keeping on it, on everything, making sure nothing too crazy happens, especially with a Joel.
Mm-hmm. You're not gonna dance?
No, unless someone asks him.
Okay. You're not gonna defend Bonnie anymore?
Defend her honor.
I mean, I'll keep like staring down the guy.
Yeah.
Try,
That's
like,
all you're doing?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
pretty much.
He's a fuckboy.
Imagine
try to
Atlas.
out-alpha him.
You don't like him. But it doesn't seem like he's like backing off. He's definitely really intimidated. He looks scared. But like he's already here. He's probably asked everyone else and told now.
Desperate.
He's extremely desperate. You might need another show of force. Or an actual show of force to make him stop. What you gonna do, Bonnie?
while you type your response, so all of you are look around trying to read the room. I don't know, it's been years since I last danced, and I haven't heard anyone invite me yet. There's a few moments of, and then a tall individual kind of cuts in. Excuse me, Bonnie. You like this? Seems like everyone else has a partner except you. This is the Mage dialogue. Tylon will kind of look towards the younger man, looking for a dance partner. Two Trakan Seablood or Siri Roslide. Oh, sorry, Siri Osbridge. Otherwise, go. Yeah, it seems like the woman does offer their hand. Or whoever is the person inviting the dance. Like, whoever is being invited to the dance offers their hand. Typically. It doesn't mean that they're not going to lead, but as the king is leading, but his hand was offered by Ajal. A proper invitation, sure. Like it says, offering a hand. Her see, she does side-eye the man for, like, this is how it's done. The man kind of skulks off, and eventually probably just becomes a wallflower, choosing not to dance with Siri Osbridge, one of the only other untaken individuals since Siri left them. So, everyone within the room has dance partners, and the dancing begin. As the music swells and swirls, and you all find yourselves moving to the rhythm and dancing, having conversation with those you are dancing with. And while a different dance, a dance of stealth, navigation explores upstairs. I'm going to end this session early tonight. And we will be picking back up with this session next week, on Monday.
That's
Alrighty.
Yeah. Nice little conversation. You can add acquaintances for those who talk to some individuals. It might prove useful. Especially seeing how some of them have businesses they run, or people that are important to them.
Sorry, I was gonna make a silly joke. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you can make
I don't know. Knowing the wives of like some very influential noblemen is useless. I think, truly.
Not entirely.
No, very much not.
You don't know it at the moment.
because you're currently dancing. But
Yeah.
you know the last names of people.
I did not. Mainly because like,
But
I genuinely don't know how much longer we'll be here.
oh, fair enough.
But
Siri is Siri awesome.
yeah, I caught that at the end. Very interesting. Also, I think the other two are useful for like knowing people who might know people.
One's married to Olin Dunnett, and the other one is married to Ya Fei. And it's good to gossip.
Yeah, it is good to know gossip.
But yeah, for your knowledge, most of the dwarves here, they're gonna be Osbridges.
That totally makes a lot of sense.
It's the Dwarven clan. But yeah, that is the first part of our ball. Part 2 next week. Thank you all for playing.
Yeah, good session.
Yeah, thank you.
Very happy. It's gone.
Can't believe Hajal managed to pull the king.
I know.
I mean,
Thank God for that information. Holy shit.
yeah, it would have been very awkward to be denied by the king. Thing like that.
Roll a 6.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, you want to know something? You all are on this screen. Yeah.
My Photoshop skills are so good.
It's not bad actually.
I just,
No,
I
it's
just
not
Photoshopped the picture
terrible.
on top of the face
It's
where
not.
his face was.
It's not terrible. It's not good.
Being honestly, the
It's
only
pretty
thing
bad.
is his head needs to be up a little bit more.
I did move it around a couple times, but the neck of the mannequin looks even worse. The visual picture has the fur on it, so it also looks bad.
You should have just enlarged his head to a comical degree.
Oh
Wait, I got it. I can do it.
Picasso.
Just
I
like
can't-
the big head thing in Rivals.
I can't believe I waited like a whole week for this as well.
So excited.
Like I knew it would be good. I thought it would be like hand drawn. It's still really good. Yeah, I can't wait for the art doctor. That's gonna be very good. Now that you actually know what it looks like.
Might have just shorthand
Oh,
that
no.
dress.
I sent it to them last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Everyone saw it but me?
No.
No, I didn't see
I
it.
saw it, Lars saw it, and Ego saw it.
Ego saw it too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Pink clearly has favorite friends.
They asked.
Mhm. Oh, yes! The first second I heard about it, oh, you
Yeah,
gonna
but
show
it was
me?
fun to not show you.
So fucking rude. Well, that's all I have for our session so far. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday.
Tomorrow.
Monday. It should be very fun.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Alright, it's done. I got as big as I could on the canvas I had.
I'm so excited to see what this looks like. Yeah!
That looks actually a lot better. I'm not making another token for it. I'm not making another token. I'm gonna start with a small head one, but it's a lot better.
boy.
It's a big boy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I told you.
7'3".
Oh yeah, you're way taller than me.
Oh, for sure.
Najal's expression is giving like a startled "Who do you think you are?"
Yeah, with the hand on the hip.
Yeah.
Certainly
It just that like
Certainly
wide-eyed look, like
like suspicious of the people around him, but still sassy.
yeah, yeah. And it's like, and in that dress,
With gloves, of course.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Probably because they had extra fabric. Didn't want to use it for anything else.
Mm-hmm. No pockets.
No pockets. But down strapped to the thighs.
And they didn't pat you down. No, I'm very happy with this. Thank you all for your amazing outfits. And you're very good with play. I will bid you all adieu. See you all on Monday.
Bye bye.
Bye.
good night.
Yep.
So, every time you post a new thing in songs, I get the little like notification bubble, and I click on it, and it actually see the channel, and it's very annoying.
What do you mean?
Like whenever you post something in the songs channel, it gives me a little like. Oh. Wait. Do it again.
Oh, it's because you have access to that channel.
Why? Oh, because you're using my computer.
Yeah.
But like, I would click on it and it would be like, you don't have access to view the past of this channel. But I'm still getting the notifications.
Well, the only notification is whenever I add them on.
Yeah.
But that's ridiculous. You want a game?